So the BlackShark V3 Pro, is it worth it? And by it, I mean the high price tag. Honestly speaking, my answer is no. Let's be fair, there are a few things that this headset does well. First, the battery life is pretty solid, 70 hours is legit. And with USB-C, it charges up pretty fast. You are not going to be plugging this in very often. Connectivity options are also good. You can connect through the 2.4 GHz dongle, Bluetooth, USB, and a 3.5mm jack. It's got simultaneous audio, so you can run 2.4 and Bluetooth at the same time. So you can take a phone call or listen to something on your phone while you're gaming. That is a feature I think people will actually enjoy. And when it comes to the sound, the BlackShark V3 Pro does sound better than the older ones. It has a punchier bass and better sound separation. Honestly, for a gaming headset, it's really not so bad. And that's about it. That's all the good news I have for this headset. Now about the things that I don't really like. First is the comfort. This thing is heavy for a BlackShark headset at 367 grams. It is a noticeable difference on my head compared to the other BlackShark headsets. And after about an hour, I just want to take this thing off because it gets very warm, and if you wear glasses, the dense foam cushions are not so good because these will really press them into your head. And another thing that really bugged me is the wireless connection. During games, sometimes the 2.4 GHz audio would just stop. The headset was still connected, but there was just no sound, so I had to power it on and off mid-game on 4 or 5 different occasions just to get the audio running again. Now for a headset that is supposedly for the Pro, this is completely unacceptable, and it's the last thing that should be happening. So then what about those other features that you're paying a premium for? The magnetic covers are completely pointless. It is cosmetic fluff, and if it was for swapping batteries like SteelSeries does, it would make more sense, but this one is just something that I would never touch. The active noise cancellation is very weak. It's better to be called noise reduction than cancellation. The foam pads do most of the work, and the ANC just barely adds anything on top of that. And the THX spatial audio, it just opens up the soundstage in a very unnatural way that I find to be very fatiguing. I always end up switching it off, and you're better off using the stereo mode and the EQ presets that they have. The mic situation is kind of weird because when this headset launched, it actually sounded worse than the older V2 Pro, and they eventually fixed it with an EQ setting, and now it sounds like this. So this is the default EQ after the update with volume normalization on, and that's it. It's pretty clear, but I don't think it sounds significantly nicer than the V2 Pro super wideband mic. To me, it just sounds a little different. And for sure, it's not enough of a reason to buy this headset if you already own the V2 Pro with the super wideband mic. Honestly, it doesn't sound as amazing as how they describe it on their website and in written articles. But perhaps a wireless headset is supposed to be impressive, but honest to God, for me, it just sounds okay. So putting it all together, who should actually buy this headset? If you already own the V2 Pro 2023 version that has the updated super wideband mic, or if you own the V2 Hyperspeed and it is still working, there is honestly no reason to get this. This V3 Pro feels like a V2.5 Pro at best. The sound quality is better than the previous models, but it's not like impressive. It sounds good enough to listen to music without having to EQ it to death. If you really want good audio and you spend a good amount of time on your setup at home, I would suggest to look elsewhere or give IEMs a try, because I think it would be very nice to treat yourself to some good quality sound. If I could, I would ask for a refund for this one, but it doesn't work like that. These days when I put the headset on and I hop into a game, 15 minutes later I just take it off and use my IEMs or wireless game buds instead. Now if you must buy into the Razer BlackShark line, the regular V3 or the previous V2 Hyperspeed seem to be way better value. They have good enough audio for gaming, good sounding mic, and it's wireless. Covers most things people look for in an all-in-one gaming solution for a gaming setup. Even better, those headsets are lighter and cheaper without the unnecessary stuff. This Pro version of the V3 to me is just very expensive, it's heavy, and feels like they are trying to squeeze in as many ideas from its competitors. Again, it's not a bad headset, but there is nothing special about it and feels like the sort of product that you will completely forget about its existence a month later. So for the price, to me, it's only worth trying if you can find it on a super deep discount. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way, please leave a like and subscribe to support my channel, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.